In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 tips that Medicare agents can use to close more sales and grow their business in 2023. This video is sponsored by none other than Lead Heroes, you guys. Lead Heroes has got you covered when it comes to telemarketed leads and virtual staffing. On the lead side, whether it be Medicare supplement leads, final expense leads, turning 65 leads, they just got something for everybody. They can also actually have you plug in with one of their virtual staff members on the staffing side to where you can pay by the hour for one of their trained and very well vetted staff members to help you out in your business in a virtual assistant format. Just because you watch this video, they're going to give you 10% off any order you make on their website. Link to the site can be found down in the description, so go ahead and check them out. So you want to close more deals and grow your Medicare practice as a Medicare agent in 2023, huh? Well, these are some tips that you need to follow in order for that to become a reality. It's not as difficult as you might have imagined, and these are tips that I've actually followed myself, and they've paid off dramatically in my own business over the years, okay? So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Tip number one, know your market. Understanding your demographics and doing research on your target audience is going to be key. Let me explain. If I'm marketing to a younger demographic, let's say I'm marketing to millennials, or let's say I'm marketing to another generation, but they're not the boomer generation, right? I'm probably going to use different terminologies, different slang, different ways of phrasing things in my ad copies, in what I'm saying in a video, maybe in what I'm saying in a mailer. However I am marketing my business, I'm going to make sure that I'm catering it to my target audience. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by doing the proper due diligence and doing your research in order to understand your key demographic of marketing, right? So make sure that you're understanding the senior demographic. Maybe you're watching this and you actually are in that demographic. You have an advantage over anybody else that's in a different demographic, right? But if you're 30, 40, 45, 25, make sure that you have a clear and concise understanding of your key demographic and make sure to put in the work to make sure that you have that understanding going in. Tip number two, build relationships. Have you ever heard the phrase, it's not about what you know, it's who you know? Having a great network can really take you places in business, and the Medicare business is no exception, right? They also say that your net worth is directly coordinated to your net worth, okay? This is something that is important to understand. Make sure to build great alliances, partnerships. Make sure that you build relationships with people that are more successful than you in the space, because you're going to be able to gain a lot of knowledge from them. It's going to give you a lot of shortcuts to be able to grow your business, and you don't have to go through as much trial and error in order to do it. So having key relationships, whether it be referral partners, whether it be with other businesses in the community, whether it be with your own clients, whether it be with other people in the space, potentially maybe even competitors, this is going to help you because knowledge is power. Tip number three, make sure to stay up to date on what's going on in the space. Is there a new regulation that's about to come out? Make sure that you know it in and out, so that way you can be prepared for it. Is there changes to a very important plan in your market that might affect a lot of your clients? Make sure you know it as well as possible headed into open enrollment. These things are going to be very, very important, and especially with a world and an industry like Medicare, where so much of what goes on has to do with legislation, changes in the government, rule changes, and the whole nine yards, compliance changes, what's allowed to be done and what's not allowed to be done. These are things that you need to make sure that you keep up on, because if you're not, you could potentially get yourself in trouble. You could make the wrong recommendation for a client, and neither one of those are going to contribute towards you being successful. In fact, they're going to take you the opposite way. Tip number four, make sure that you are leveraging technology. If you're still doing everything by quoting out of a paper rate guide, or you're writing all your applications out on a paper application and you're driving to every single house, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's actually how I started in my career. That's how I started in this business. So I'm not hating on it. It can be done and it does work. I made my first 6 figures going to everybody's house, windshield time, writing out everything on paper apps, right? Writing out scope of appointments on paper. However, with all the technology that's available today, whether it be through online quoting engines, whether it be through online e-application tools, whether it be through e-scope of appointment tools, or whether it be a telephonic application, there's too much technology today for you not to use it. Work smarter, not necessarily harder. Number 5, make sure to offer a personal touch. Have you ever been told an idea for your business and you're like, that's a great idea and I'm going to implement that into my business? Well, there's nothing wrong with implementing an idea into your business, but make sure you put your own twist on it. Make sure that you put your own personality into it. Your business should be a reflection of you, for better or for worse, right? So make sure that your business feels like you, because there's going to be people that relate to how you are as an individual and as a business owner and how your business actually works and operates and feels to that person. And nobody else will be able to duplicate that because nobody can be more you than you. So make sure to be yourself, put your personality into everything that you do in your business, and you will see that not only will you attract clients through this, who identify with who you are as the business owner or as the agent, but you'll have people that won't ever go anywhere else because they can't get you anywhere else. Tip number 6, make sure to follow up consistently. Never underestimate the power of the follow-up. You might have heard that the gold is in the follow-up. This is true. If you tell someone you're going to call them back or you're going to check back in with them or they're on the fence on making a decision on moving forward and having you as their agent, make sure to check back with them. Make sure to follow up. Don't always wait for them to call you. You wouldn't believe how often someone's on the fence between one agent and another, right? Or maybe even 3 agents. Maybe they've spoken to 2 or 3, 4, maybe 5 different agents, and they're just not sure who to go with. But 1 out of the 4, or 1 out of the 5, or 1 out of the 2 calls them back to check in and say, hey, Marty, I really enjoyed our visit the other day. I just wanted to take the time to reach out today to make sure that you didn't have any additional questions that we didn't take care of that you've thought of since our visit. Is there anything I can do to be of service? That right there can push the client over the edge to do business with you because you took the time to follow up and the others maybe didn't. Consistently follow up. The gold's in the follow-up. Tip number 7, leverage social media. Did you know that there's more Facebook accounts today in 2023 than there are people? That is true. Majority of people are on social media in some way or another, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram now. It doesn't really matter what the platform is, although some platforms are going to be better to your key demographic than others. But make sure to use and leverage social media. It could be creating a Facebook group for your certain state for Medicare beneficiaries in that state. It could be just a Medicare beneficiary group overall. It could be a Facebook business page. It could be a channel of some kind. It could be a podcast. Leveraging social media is a long-term play that funnels clients to you, and people actually build familiarity with you, and it gets you out of obscurity with people. This is huge, and there's never been a better time to take advantage of that than in 2023. Leverage social media. Tip number 8. Collaborate with other agents. Now, this could be agents that sell Medicare and agents that don't sell Medicare. Now, I know you might be thinking, Christian, why would I want to collaborate with agents that sell Medicare? Well, I'll explain it to you. Let's start with the agents that don't sell Medicare. This one might be pretty obvious. If they don't sell Medicare, they could become a fantastic referral partner for you. You could refer business to them. They could refer business to you. It's a tried and true, been going on since the dawn of time strategy that works in our industry. In terms of agents that do sell Medicare, you guys can share ideas with each other, and that way you can tell them things that's working for you. They can tell you things that's working for them. Now, for me, ideally, if it's somebody that's in my market, I probably don't want to do this as much because we're kind of like picking from the same crops, if you will. But if it's someone that's in another state, maybe it's someone that's even on the other side of the state where we don't compete with each other too much. Maybe they're on the other side of the country. This is my preference personally, because I don't want to give all my secrets away to somebody that's in my backyard that's trying to take my own clients, right? So collaborate with other agents, both Medicare agents and non-Medicare agents. Focus on quality, step number 9, and then quantity. So quality is going to bring the quantity. Let me explain what I mean by this. If you provide quality service to your potential clients and customers, when I say quality service, what I mean is they're getting a great experience. They're getting a plan that's picked out specifically for their needs and preferences. They are getting the best service after the point of sale, right? You always return their phone calls, or someone that works with your organization always returns their phone calls. They get their questions answered. They get claims taken care of. The whole 9 yards. The quality will lead to the quantity. What I mean by this is word will spread about your top level service. In 2023, in these days, having great service and having just feeling appreciative of the experience is a rare thing actually these days. When's the last time you went out to eat? Or maybe you went to go buy a car, or did anything going out and about where you had to interact with another person that could potentially be a salesperson, a service member, whatever the case might be, and you walked away thinking they were great. The experience was great. The service was great. The amount of times that people experience that is going down all the time. So as that quality diminishes in so many businesses, and it's just not a focus anymore, when you provide the quality, it stands out more than ever before. And people will sing your praises from the rooftops, and they'll refer everybody they know to you, right? Quality leads to quantity. Tip number 10, always continuously have a growth mindset. What do I mean by this? Well, it's important to consistently always improve and never be satisfied with where things are at. You can always innovate your processes. You can always improve how you're doing things, whether it be by adding another system, automating a task, hiring somebody to take something off of your plate in your business, bringing in a business partner, whatever the case might be. Never be satisfied. Continuously improve and have a growth mindset. This is going to help you never be satisfied, and you will never plateau in your business. There will be unlimited potential for you in your Medicare business. Anyway, guys, what did you think about my 10 tips to be massively successful in 2023 for Medicare agents? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I'd love to have a friendly dialogue in the comments section. Let me know the tips that you like the most, that you need to work on the most, and let me know if there's any that you would recommend to agents if you're a seasoned agent in your own right. Make sure to like this video, share it with your friends on social media if you feel like it can help them. And without further ado, we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Here's to your success and your abundance. Thanks, guys.